recent Twitter feud we have to comment on. Friend of the show, Nina Turner versus Debra Messing. And it all started with Kanye West announcing he's going to be running for president. To which Debra Messing tweeted, absolutely, he's playing Jill Stein. He's trying to take young black voters from Biden. It's disgusting. So Nina responded to that, saying, you just can't stop dipping, can you, Debra Messing? Your connotation is racist. Black voters are not owned by anyone. Our vote should be earned every election cycle. We can think for ourselves and don't need your help. Sometimes it's best to stay out of family business. That could have been the end of it, but that was not the end of it because Debra Messing responded multiple times saying that she expected that Nina would have been smarter and get what's going on, and then sort of implied that she was going to call Stacey Abrams to talk to Nina Turner for her. And then Nina, of course, responded to that. Ben, what did you think about this short feud?
Who was Debra Messing again? I think she was like an actress
She's
at one point in their life. And, you know, I can't stand these people. The core of it is racist, right? It's racist because, one, you assume black people are just going to, oh, here's a black candidate. Oh, we're going to follow him because we don't care about any issues. We just care about race. So clearly there's a racist connotation there. Then, two, she is suggesting a level of uninformedness that to us really reads like you think we're stupid, woman. Like you really think that because Donald Trump isn't too far when we talk about Kanye West, by the way. You think that because Kanye West simply says he's going to do it, that black young people are going to fall. Listen, black young people barely can afford to go to Kanye West concerts, right? His biggest fan base are white people. Mm-hmm. That's where he made his billions of dollars from. And so the problem here is that she is carrying this I don't like this word, but microaggression type of racism that exists still in the Democratic Party that so often rears its ugly head and in a fashion that is very insulting to the work of so many people. Last but not least, you're going to call Stacey Abrams on who? Like, first of all, Nina Turner is a grown woman who can do whatever she wants to do and say whatever she wants to say. There's nobody who's going to check her. So if you want her to respect you, you need to respect her womanhood, respect her independence, respect her thinking, and then just realize that you stepped in it. Sometimes you step in it and you need to take a step back. There's nothing wrong with taking a step back, but her arrogance really pushed it to a limit. And it's really a political arrogance, right? There's a level of political arrogance that wants to be able to command the black vote to do and believe what they tell us to do and will not give us the autonomy that we clearly have.
Yeah. And like, first of all, if you're gonna push in this direction, don't do it against Nina Turner. What are you thinking? I mean, that's right up there with like trying to pick a fight with AOC. I don't understand why you do it, but I think that most people looking at this feud, and I'm not gonna read more of the tweets. There's a ton, but everybody go look at it. And Nina Turner gives her a lot of advice, sort of writing from the perspective of what Debra Messing could be saying to learn from this. That's the thing. Debra Messing, I'm sure, thinks I'm not a racist. I don't hate black people. I don't hate people who aren't white. But that does not mean that you can't be fundamentally wrong on race. No one is, like, no white person is right on race and they're good and they don't have to worry and they can never make a mistake or anything like that. That's everybody, including me. You can always learn. You can always make mistakes. But you have to be willing to learn, hypothetically. Nina's even trying to help you in the thread. But you can't assume that you're immune. You can't be Bill Maher and think, no, I'm good. I don't need to learn anything. You don't tell me anything. That's not how it works fundamentally.
Listen, it is, and I want to double down on something. It is a level of political arrogance. Like for you to politically think that you have the right to comment on an entire class of people based on your preconceived notions. Like the absurdity of it, right? That's some hubris right there. And it's incumbent upon us to take the necessary steps to not be even indirectly racist, accidentally racist, accidentally sexist, accidentally homophobic, whatever it is. It's incumbent on us who actually want to make this world a better place to go through the extra steps. So if you make the mistake, back up on it, but you don't go and try to call the manager. Like, what is Stacey Abrams? Like, who Who is Stacey Abrams that you're going to call her on Nina Turner? Nina Turner is one of the most dynamic political figures we have in this country. And what she's not going to do is pit two black women against each other. Debra, you definitely are out of pocket on this one.
Exactly. Like, if it's pointed out to you, just learn. Like, and the thing is, by the way, I'm not going to go a ton into detail. I've occasionally been in, like, Ben, I'm sure you do this. You get invited into like Twitter DM groups for activism or for messaging and stuff like that. I've been in groups with Debra Messing, and virtually everything I've ever seen her tweet is fine. She seems to have a good heart, good values, good person, all of that. Doesn't mean you can't be wrong. Doesn't mean you don't still have to learn. So this is not like, if Debra Messing is going to watch this, but let's say she did. This is not me like trying to like, haha, I'm going to get some hits by like dogging on you or whatever. That's not what I'm trying to do. You have to be willing to realize when you've made a mistake and when you've gone too far. And that should be abundantly clear at this point.
And it's so right, and it's so easy. If somebody emails me and messages me about something that I said that was sexist and it wasn't my intention, you know what? Back up. Let me back up. Let me consider it. How difficult is that? Because if you're not willing to do that, you are on the road towards conservatism as it is in America right now. The reason conservatism is so far gone is because they have an intention to never, ever change a thing that they do, what they believe. They never intend to apologize for anything. They don't care who they hurt along the way. They're just so stubborn in their ways and in their philosophies that it doesn't matter who they hurt. Whereas I think the intention on our side of the aisle, and and honestly, clearly, we know plenty of people who are the exception to this rule, right? We know plenty of people on the progressive liberal side of the equation that are just as crappy as any conservative that you will ever run into. But for those of us who are over here operating in good faith, it's nothing for us to take a step back and say, you know what, I didn't mean to say it like that. You know, I didn't think about it. And maybe you're right, and I'll change my mind on that.
Yeah.
I don't think that's too difficult.
Yeah, we were just talking about that earlier.
Literally.
Like, everybody is ignorant of at least one and probably many groups' experiences and can learn. That's not, acknowledging that is not a weakness. That is a strength. It's the only, that's literally the only way to be strong, is to be willing to admit what you don't know. Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.